Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Dojo Live recap show. Today is January 24th, 2022. I'm Tulio Sergusa. Joining me are America Guerrero from Mexico City and Kim
Hi.
Lantis from Hermosillo, Mexico. Hi, guys. Welcome to the recap show.
Hey,
Thank you.
So it's the recap
another
show,
Monday. Let's hit it.
which means it's Monday, right? And we're recapping last week's live interviews. We have a show every day at 12 o'clock Pacific. So if you've missed it, just go on dojo.live. That's the URL. It's that simple, dojo.live. That's it. And you're there. So we had two live shows last week. We had the show with Tyler Baldwin, who's the CEO at Reali. And we talked about building a one-stop shop for real estate. It was a very interesting conversation. And prior to our interview with Tyler, we spoke with Laurence Cooke, who is the founder and CEO at nanopay. We talked about the fierce competition that exists between small bank and large banks for new customers and how small banks can properly compete today. Those are interesting conversations, very educational, very eye-opening. I love the unique things that a lot of technology entrepreneurs are bringing to the table or bringing to the world that really enhances people's ability to get things done. Which of these two shows sort of stood out the most for you guys? They were both great, but maybe you might have a favorite. And why? Why did that stand out for you?
I
Well,
won't
sure.
raise my hand.
No hand raising today. No, I'll go.
That's
I
Joe
think
Remy.
I think a common theme with both of them is just really high focus on the customer experience, personalization. I mean, going with what nanopay is doing and really the need for small banks, right? How that intimacy is something that they can offer to their clients that larger banks really don't or aren't capable of, and really wanting to kind of feed into that sweet spot and help those banks grow so that their clients, their clientele, the people that they trusted, who have grown with them, can continue to get services, right? I guess there's this point where with a small bank, maybe their clients can sort of outgrow the services that they're able to offer, and with nanopay they're kind of helping fill that gap, right, with their own technology. And then going to this idea of really as well, where this one-stop shop where their users get to know what's happening on the financial side, on the real estate side, and everything else that involves, particularly if you're wanting to or needing to sell your home, your current home, in order to buy the one that you want, right? And kind of piecing all that together. So I was just really impressed at
Exactly.
the idea or the level of intimacy and personalization and just customer experience that both of these companies are utilizing in their business models and the technology that they're using to make it happen.
What about
Also,
America?
how impressive how technology has evolved. I mean, when I listened to Tyler Baldwin, the CEO of Reali, I thought, and I'm still thinking, how simple and stress-free it will be for me when the time comes to buy or sell a house that it will be in a few years, to have this kind of real estate tech tools, and how easy it will be for me to, with these tools, I don't know, listing and transaction tools, how to include them with these kind of tools, lead generation, uh, internal marketing. It will be easier for me, and it's something that my parents wish had existed a few years ago. It's something that it's transforming. It's something that I will be living that change for me when the time comes to buy or sell a house.
Yeah, the
It's
classic, you
impressive.
don't know how easy you have it. I was
Exactly.
Yeah.
buying and selling my home.
Exactly. Like what?
Companies like nanopay, everyone's always chasing the big bangs because they have big budgets, but you've got fierce competition to go into those large organizations to either build something for them or have them buy some technology that they can integrate into some client solution. But there's a big market in the smaller banks, that's the tier 2, tier 3 banks that have very loyal customers for many, many years, sometimes generational customers who might be starting as an entrepreneur for the first time, who start to expand and grow out of the capabilities of their regional bank. and there's a market still there. So the idea of having companies like nanopay, it's almost like you have an external innovation lab that brings new tools, new technology that you could integrate and incorporate into your offerings without having to build them out. So
Yeah.
it's I think there's an opportunity there for more and more companies to do that, to serve the secondary tertiary market banks or financial institutions who have a pretty big large client base but can't always compete.
Which
So
would be
I'm
kind of this really
encouraging more
interesting,
entrepreneurs to take that trend.
yeah. And this really interesting fusion, right, of the expertise. Like you're saying, if I have the expertise in this niche, in this family, in this market, a regional bank, Kim from Montana, like if you're talking about agriculture or ranching, that you've got these regional banks that probably know a lot more about that niche than, let's say, these huge
Yeah, I
conglomerates.
mean,
And so it's this neat mashup of
exactly.
that expertise. Very
Exactly.
cool.
A bank that knows farmers knows the seasonality of things better than a large bank who's, got very strict cookie cutter kind of a thing. Not saying they don't serve the needs of customers, but there's certain
Right.
customers that have different needs that are more better suited locally to their market. So congratulations to nanopay. We encourage more companies to look into those opportunities. And then, of course, really like just simplifying people's lives. That's really what it comes down to. So if you all missed these shows, just again go on dojo.live and you can find them. They're on the recently interviewed. And if you want to check out any other show, we have a search box on the website or on the mobile where you can type in a topic of interest. And chances are, out of 400 plus interviews, there'll be some conversation we've had with someone about your topic of interest. So check it
For
out.
sure.
What do we got coming up, Kim, for the rest of this week?
Yeah, it's another full house this week. So tomorrow we'll be speaking with Anshu Sharma, the co-founder and CEO at Skyflow. He'll be talking about what if privacy had an API, answering the question of how can data privacy vaults empower organizations to best address their security, governance, and compliance needs and concerns. Then on Wednesday, we'll be following that up with Shwish Goswami, I believe I got that right, CEO at Surf, talking about building an equitable data economy. And on Thursday, we've got Michael Friedman. He is with Super Hog. I don't got the topic yet, but with a company like the name Super Hog, it's going to be good.
All right, well, come back tomorrow at 12 o'clock Pacific. And until then, stay safe and don't forget to have some fun.
A little bit.